We're joined now to talk about it all by France 24's Douglas Herbert and by former UN General Dominique Trinquand. You heard the Japanese reaction there. A flying object. What could that be?
Could be a drone, UAV, something like that. Or it can be a shell. Flying object, but mainly I think UAV. But what is interesting is that the testimony are not the same. And so there is a confusion in what was proposed by the US as the proof. And other people saying, no, it's not like that, it's something else.
What do you make of this black and white video that we've been received from the Pentagon?
I'm amazed by the speed of the proposal of proof. And it's remind me something, 16 years ago, when in front of the Security Council, proof were posted to all diplomats of what was happening in Iraq, and everything was false. So I'm not saying it's wrong, it's false. I'm just saying this is not proof, and I'm amazed by the fact that you've got a part of the U.S. administration, hoax, who wants to escalate in the region, which is very dangerous.
Well, the display of the proof is because last month there was a claimed incident in the same area, 2 ships in the UAE, and there were the claims that it was Iran, but there was a lot of criticism for the Trump administration because they weren't forthcoming with videos and pictures.
Yeah, okay, fine. You've got videos of that. First, I need to know exactly what, you need to have the grid, the time, know where it is, perhaps colors, perhaps something else, but we don't know who take that, if it's an aircraft or a satellite. Second point is, can we identify that this small ship was there, was led by Tehran and not by a party from the Pasdaran? Because the position currently in the Gulf is that as follow. The US are not following the agreements. They want to put forward the embargo, and then they are reinforcing the Pasdaran in Iran. And the Pasdaran want to have the embargo because they are more powerful, because they are controlling the traffic which is coming into Iran. So the Pasdaran, as the hawks in the US administration, have an interest of escalating in the Gulf. That is the problem.
Are you, just to be perfectly clear, are you cautious or skeptical when it comes to the accusation that it's Iran?
I'm cautious.
All right. Douglas Herbert, you've been having a look at the other reactions around Europe.
Well, sure. I mean, look, you mentioned the German reaction, and it's cautious. And, the Europeans have been very careful not to explicitly say in so many words to the U.S., we don't believe your evidence. They're more diplomatic about it. But there is, given, as we were just talking about, the past precedents, recent past history, where supposed intelligence, damning intelligence proved to be not just wrong, but wrong in a very deadly way because it led to war. There's a lot of caution right now. And what these countries are saying, whether it's Germany, we had also the United Kingdom saying very similar things, France also calling for restraint and de-escalation, is they want to conduct their own investigation. And that's a very diplomatic way of saying, not so fast. We are not ready to swallow hook, line, and sinker these photographs. That said, François, many of the same people who are saying this also acknowledge it's not beyond reason that is genuinely video showing genuinely elements of perhaps the Iran Revolutionary Guard, their navy, planting mines and removing the evidence, because it's not necessarily a contradiction. You can have Tehran denying the claims, the government denying the claims that they have any involvement, and have elements within the Revolutionary Guards that perhaps are having their own agenda. Iran is not monolithic, and it is divided in many ways as the Washington establishment.
Iran is not monolithic, and you might even say neither is Donald Trump, because we heard his interview with Fox News earlier.
Absolutely.
He squarely blamed Iran, but he also left the door open for negotiations.
Yeah, this has been his tactic all along. I mean, and we've seen it with North Korea as well. Donald Trump sort of, wides and weaves his way. The question, what a lot of other people are looking at is the entourage around him, and most specifically his national security advisor, John Bolton, who is a hardliner if ever there was one, going all the way back to the Iraq War days, and Mike Pompeo, who has been described by some senators as combative. And what the fear is in Washington is that Donald Trump, it's not that he doesn't have a mind of his own, although some might say he doesn't have a mind of his own, but that he is being very much brought under the influence of the hardest line elements in this administration, elements who are perhaps predisposed to misinterpret willingly and to weaponize intelligence for political ends.
One final question for you, General Trinquand. We saw world oil prices spike when the news first happened Thursday. They've calmed. They're relatively steady, up slightly this Friday. Oil traders, their worry has subsided. Are they right not to worry so much?
Yes, but at the same time, when you've got an escalation in a region like that with an aircraft carrier, with more weapon system deployed there, you are not, there could be an escalation which is not controlled. I mean, a major incident with one of these boats not having an incident like that, because this is only an incident, but a catastrophe or something like that. And then the escalation automatically escalates, and this is my worry in the area. In this regards, I'm really surprised. Trump, which usually is not under control, I think is the only one who is controlling the thing, and the only one who don't want to go to war. In opposition,
because his Twitter feed's been subdued.
You know, he's in a campaign for elections, and in his election, he's saying, have the boys come back. So he doesn't want to have a new war. He doesn't want that. So I think he's the guy who will try to not to escalate. But so the problem is inside the U.S. administration and inside Tehran, between the extremists on both sides.
And hardliners, I'll just add, hardliners on both sides enabling one another.
Yeah. And we'll be talking about it more in The World This Week in 30 minutes' time. General Dominique Trinquand, many thanks. Douglas Herbert.